It's Your God Call with Reverend Bill.
When you enjoy a piece of birthday cake, you probably don't think about the dairy that the cream came from or what kind of Himalayan sea salt it was made with. Instead, it's about the experience that you wind up with. And so much of life is that way. It is so easy to get wrapped up in how the pieces are going together that we lose track of the destination, of the goal, of what it is that we're creating, what will bring more joy into our lives. If that's going on for you, shift focus and pay attention to the good that's unfolding.
It's been a hell of a time. We're all fighting wars on the inside, running around trying to put out the multiple fires. With each passing day we get old, the weight of the world on our shoulders, restless to stop for a rest, like a bird on the wire. Hey now, suffering ennobles, there's still time to cancel our plans. Drink in the sun up above you, put one more foot in the sand. Beneath our tentacled armor, realize we've got only two hands. Meanwhile the sun's getting lower, but don't tell me summer is over. For all of us friends who feel like we've been left behind, before the leaves start to shake, I promise you we've still got time. Hey now, fragile immortals, scared by what we don't understand, let's stay melting together and scream just as loud as we can. Hey now, suffering ennobles, there's still time to cancel our plans. Drink in the sun up above you, put one more foot in the sand. Beneath our tentacled armor, realize we've got only two hands. Meanwhile the sun's getting lower, but don't tell me summer is over. Don't tell me summer is over. Don't tell me summer is
Thank you, Avi. Thank you so much. And welcome, everybody. Good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. Don't worry, summer is not over. We still have several months of summer to go. So pace yourself. There we go. Welcome back to our Sunday celebration. It's wonderful to have you here. And just a shout out to some of the co-hosts who have been leading the evening meditation. Celeste was there on Friday. Kirsty is going to be leading tomorrow on Monday evening, which is wonderful. And we'll talk more about what happens in the meetup group and the 3,000 spiritual adventurers who are doing that. But I just want to give a quick shout out there. And you guys know the rules on Zoom. Stay muted except when you're going to be making a noise, an intentional noise. You know, like now. Go ahead and unmute so that you can repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to a summertime experience.
I open myself to experience.
And I know that love is shining right here and now.
I know that
love is shining right here
right now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So mute again as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, wherever you're, whatever brought you to our door, wherever you're going next, we have been expecting you and welcome home. I was talking to somebody who knows nothing about New Thought and gave her the explanation of what we believe, and we agreed that's a pretty simple basis. And it's that we believe that there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each create our experience, our lives, using that same power. It's done unto you as you believe. Or the way we like to say it, your new life begins with a new thought. If you have extra electronics that are going to annoy, I don't know, anybody in the next hour or so, go ahead and put them on shush so that we can focus our attention inwards and connect. I'm Bill Marchiony. I'm the spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. Our music today is Avi Wisnia, who has a time off occasionally from his regular Sunday morning gig so that he can come visit us in the summertime. It is wonderful to have you here, Avi. We got a couple of practitioners who are working on the celebration with us today. In a little bit, we're going to have a meditation by Michelle. And right now, Breen Rourke, RSCP, is going to open us the way we open everything with a practical prayer.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Practical prayer. We do open everything with prayer because everything is prayer. Because everything everywhere is that one infinite spirit, the creative force of the universe, this divine idea creating everything from within itself. So I know that all these bright lights of love here are expressions of that infinite. They are spirit in action. The words, the music, the ideas, the fellowship is all that creative force, that infinite knowingness, knowing itself as New Thought Philadelphia. This time together is blessed. It is sacred. It is powerful. And it is now spirit in action. So I'm so very grateful for this good, grateful for this understanding, grateful for this opportunity to come together in fellowship and celebrate this idea of New Thought Philadelphia. So it's gratitude for this good. I release my word into the law of mind action, the law that always says yes. So it says yes to this good now. So I let it be, and so it is. All right, prayer. We do it because it works. So we want to hear about how prayer is working in your life. So this is what we call prayer work stories. Pretty creative idea for this segment. So you can wave your hand. You can go, hey, I got something to say. You can click the little reaction button. Whatever you got. Let's hear about how prayer is working in your life today. Michelle.
I always have a prayer work. This is one about the long haul, long distance. I have been praying for spiritual treatment. Because I'm always losing things, that nothing is hidden. Everything is in a divine right order. And the necklace that I have on, it was given to me by my husband about 20 years ago. And we moved 19 years ago, and I put it someplace safe, and I could not find it. I tore a 3-story house apart many a time. I had stories made up in my head that it went off to the AIDS thrift store, or it was stolen, always reaching for the high road there. And, but always treating, periodically, it's divine orders. It's here somewhere. My husband died 18 years ago, and when I went through his effects, I realized he bought it. I knew he bought it from Tiffany's, but I had no idea how expensive it was, which made it worse that it was hidden from me. And I found it the day before our 39th anniversary, Friday. And it was right after I had meditated. And I thought, let me go into my sewing box to find a seam ripper for something. And I'm looking in the sewing box, and I look on the bottom, and there was this box, this blue Tiffany box with the necklace in it 19 years later. So I don't sew very much, as you can imagine, or mend. But it had always been on my mind and in treatment with nothing is hidden, everything's in divine right order, and it evolves in the right time, the right place. So there.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. See, prayer works. You plant the seed and it grows and it will blossom. It will. Who else got prayer working in your life? Go ahead, William.
I'll share one. Yeah. So the practitioner class is this close to being done, to being ready to turn into full-fledged religious science or New Thought practitioners. And the last exciting thing that happens, of course, is a written exam followed by an oral panel. And they're working on case studies. You'll hear a little bit more about how you can get a free practitioner session by way of helping them get a case study on how well prayer works. And I've had some concern for a while about just how the oral panels go together, because there's some questions that the oral panels were prompted with that didn't really make any sense to me. And there were also some questions on the exam from Emerson Institute that I thought were a little strange, the sorts of things that you might learn during your class but weren't really important for being a practitioner. And I set the intention quite a while ago and was doing prayer that this situation would resolve. And for the cycle this year, I find myself being on the board of trustees and the board of regents at the Emerson New Thought Center. And I had the opportunity to rewrite both exams. And it wasn't, and I'm usually concerned that somebody's going to say, oh, yeah, you're just going to take over and do it your way and have it be contentious. And everybody has said, this is great. Thank you so much for doing that. So prayer works.
Prayer does work. Thank you. I've got one quick one. It's a joint prayer from Jane and myself. So we were not here for a couple of weeks as we went on vacation. We went up to New Hampshire to Lake House, had a wonderful time. We had other people joining us. We decided to leave Jack at home, our dog, a rescue dog. Some of you guys know Jack. He can be extra. And we had Carla Ann from our community here house sit and dog sit for Jack. We were a little apprehensive. She came to meet him. They got along well. And then she had a great week. Jack had a great week. They had so much fun together. It was awesome. It was such a relief. And so she kept sending us pictures. They were having adventures, and Jack very much missed her when we got home, because he was no longer an only child. He had to share everything all over again. So prayer works. Give it a whirl. Talk to the practitioners in training. You can get a full practitioner session. It's good stuff. All right. Speaking of good stuff, there's a lot of good stuff happening at New Thought Philadelphia. So here's Jane to tell us all about it.
Good morning. Sorry. This awesome information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. Please sign up for the weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. Our practitioners in training are offering full sessions, including spiritual guidance, support, and practical prayer at no charge. Contact Kathy, Michelle, or Laura. Reverend Bill is posting the Daily Spark from his new book every day on Substack. Subscribe for free. Reverend Bill has a new 2-minute video on Insight Timer introducing his favorite spiritual practice. It's Transform Your Life with Practical Prayer. We host a dozen online meditations every week. Drop by for 15 minutes of inspiration on Zoom. They're also on Insight Timer Live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Sandy and Karen lead the Power of 8 Intention Circle every Monday evening from 6:30 to 7 to help bring new experience into the lives of the group members. Movie night is coming on July 28th as we screen the classic Patch Adams starring Robin Williams. There are now more than 3,000 spiritual adventures in our group on meetup.com. Get your midweek adventure on and meet some new folks at one of the daily meditations. Follow New Thought Philly on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. Your support means a lot. Please support New Thought Philly and those who feed us with a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. We are a tithing community with 10% of our income is donated to the people and organizations that feed us spiritually. Thank you to the team that makes these celebrations work. We get together ahead of time to get things in order, and we have some fun. Email the volunteer coordinator to join the joy. Next Sunday is online with Self-Evident. Reverend Bill talks about the power of the words in the Declaration of Independence and how we can put that power to work in our own lives. Live original music by Ginger Coyle. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Breen is available for a quick transformational miracle in a minute prayer. Stick around in the Zoom meeting after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. And we have a special blessing and a gift for people who come to our celebration for the second time. So if you have been once and you have not gotten our special gift, make sure you make your way down to the Falzer Club or send me an email saying, hey, I've been around for a while. Send me a free gift. revbill@newthoughtphilly.org. And we also have a special blessing and a welcome for people who are joining us for the first time. So if there's anybody who's here for the first time, I suspect that there is, you can go ahead and wave your hand so we know who you are, or you can simply receive this. So simply receive this blessing. The rest of us can rub our hands together, feel the warmth, feel the love. Send that love out. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome. Yeah, Chris is here. Good to have you here. So obviously going to do another song for us. And while he does, go ahead and turn your camera on if you can. And look into the camera, flip between images and make eye contact with the people who we're in community with.
Thank you so much, Reverend Bill. It is great to be back with you all again and sharing some music with you, as always. The first song that I played was an original to remind us to, as we enter this season, to really savor it as much as we can. This beautiful space in between the gloomy rain and a heat wave, especially. And, I get a lot of influence and inspiration from nature. And so as we greet each other and we look around and we see each other's smiling faces, I'm going to bring a little warmth by way of Brazil via Philadelphia today, with the little Brazilian influence number that I wrote that might help us feel some of that summer, beautiful vacation energy, however you're spending these next few days. As we look around, we welcome each other. This is called Sky Blue Sky, and may it open up some beautiful blue skies for all of us. Lower down the mast, sailing out to sea. The sun is setting fast behind us. Silver shades and beer, just like a movie star. Side to side, you play your cavaquinho. Sky, blue sky, blue sky. 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 Everyone we know has come to meet us here, leaving all the world behind us, throwing arms around, swaying with the wind. side to side. You play your cavaquinho. Sky, blue sky, blue sky. 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 Sky, blue sky, blue sky.
Beautiful. Thank you, Avi. And just a quick reality check. I'm pretty sure that Benjamin is in Brazil. Blue sky?
Here in Bahia, it's gray, but Brazil is very big, and most of the time is blue.
Okay. We got the
But that was
picture.
beautiful. Thank you, Avi.
Thank you. Thank you. We light the flames of faith every week to remind ourselves of the connection that we all have, not just with New Thought and with that creative law, but with all of the spiritual traditions and practices. And this week, Jo is going to lead us in the flames. And her story is that she's at some point or another studied all 9 of the flames.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love. Blessed be.
Take a deep breath, invite in peace. Invite on that feeling of healing. Thank you, Jo. The reading today comes to us by Ernest Holmes. It's in Living the Science of Mind, and Kathy's going to be sharing with us.
Spiritual conviction is essential. A man without a spiritual conviction cannot hope to make the same use of the creative power of his thought as the one who has it. We must deliberately play with the idea that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, that the kingdom of God is within. We must reorganize our thought on this basis, taking as our central theme the conviction that pure spirit is ever at the center of our being. We should keep the door of our thought open to the invisible guest who would enter and sup with us, to that I am, which is the resurrection and the life. Jesus intimated that one may pass from death into light even while in the flesh. One may die from one experience and be born into another in this world. We are learning how to do this by mentally letting go of the old and taking hold of the new. Our mental vision must be guided by the star of hope and not the illusion of despair. We are to know that spirit triumphs over everything. Love is all-conquering. Joy becomes supreme. We could not have a more definite statement or a more direct teaching. Wherever the mental vision is set, there at the end of the vision is either freedom or bondage, joy or grief. If our concept of love and our belief in its beneficent presence is greater than our fear of its opposite, we shall win. The mental argument is within our own minds. We alone are the arbitrators of our fate. Fate becomes not a thing of itself, but a certain use of the law, and we are able to use this law in love, in faith, with confidence. The spirit of love, joy, peace. The awakening of our thought to the divine within us should not be a dreary process, but a joyous one. There should be great spontaneity in it, a sense of exhilaration and jubilation. Thus alone can life more abundant enter into us.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright and sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. And all of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright and sunshiny day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Avi. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. The talk today is about halftime, and it's brought up because the FIFA World Cup is going on now. They're just starting the knockout rounds, the round of 32. The brackets got introduced today, so it's very exciting. So more Americans have been paying attention to soccer than we have in the last 4 years, and perhaps for an entire lifetime. And in soccer, or as the rest of the world calls it, football, there are two halves. And the whole game is 90 minutes. And then there's a 15-minute halftime. And it is a very orderly 15-minute halftime. And during the halftime, the teams go back to what they call the dressing room, not the locker room, the dressing room. And they have time to regroup and get ready for the second half. And like I say, it's thoroughly timed and very well organized. And it's going to be a half an hour break, and then they're going to come back and they're going to continue along. And we have halftime experiences in lots of things, not just in our timed sporting events, but all sorts of ways that halftime shows up. Tuesday is going to be the 30th of June, which is the end of Q2 or the first half of 2026. So in many ways, that's halftime. And for anybody who's in sales or runs a business or pays attention to corporate progress, halfway through the year is a marker where you say, how are we doing? It's a waypoint where we get to measure our progress to see how we're doing compared to how we wanted to be doing. It's also an opportunity to pause and to reframe. It is possible that the story that we had in mind, the plans that we had at the beginning of the year, are going to be different once we get closer towards the end of the year. And it's not that we failed to make adequate predictions. It's that the story changed. And it's important not to go along thinking that that initial story is still playing along. I love the prayer work story that Michelle had about setting the intention, 18 years ago, that she was going to find that Tiffany's necklace that had been given to her by her husband. And then nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened. It's really easy to say, oh, this has been a complete failure. It's not there. But it's a matter of regrouping. Well, it didn't show up at the time that I thought it was going to show up. I know that it will show up at the perfect time, and it wound up showing up a day before her 39th anniversary. So we don't know necessarily going in what the whole program's going to be. And halftime, or wherever the waypoint is, gives us an opportunity to reassess, to look again. So we are 6 months, darn near 6 months from New Year's. And if you made a to-do list of things that you were going to be accomplishing in 2026, it might be worthwhile to take a look at your list and see if you're halfway through. Or to see if you did all the things that were on your list, but the list got much bigger, so you're only a quarter of a way through the total list. Or what else has changed? I usually encourage people not to have New Year's resolutions for a bunch of reasons, which I might go into. But if you had a New Year's resolution, you're halfway through the year. And if it's not coming about yet, if it wasn't something that didn't involve autumn leaves, it may be time to reassess. Whatever plans you had, what was the idea? What was the intention? What was the invitation that you had for 2026? And don't beat yourself up if you didn't get there. Make an observation. Was that a good plan? Was that a realistic plan? Was that what I wanted? Do I want to readjust? Do I want to set a different course? Do I want to reframe this so that I can readjust and, as the GPS would say, recalculate and decide there's a different path that gets me to the goal that I wanted, and perhaps it's a different goal. I don't like New Year's resolutions because they're the sort of thing that are contrived, because everybody's getting up towards the end of the year and it's, oh, we got to do a New Year's resolution. What am I going to do? And I'm a member of a fitness club, a gym, and I am there 3 or 4 times a week all year long. And I refer to the period between New Year's and about Valentine's Day as amateur hour. Or the resolution time, because everybody makes resolutions, makes the gym really crowded starting about the second week in January, and by the second week or third week in February, they're pretty much all gone. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm going to be more healthy, I'm going to be more active, I'm going to take care of my body this year. But don't make it be because the calendar is turning over. Do that because that's the way that you want to do that. Some people at the beginning of the year complain about how cold it is. Some people about this time of year, especially the heat wave coming to Philadelphia, is going to hit 100 degrees this week, complain about how hot it is. You know what those two things have in common? Complaining. So it's possible to celebrate. I just heard as we were getting ready for the celebration that in the summertime you sweat, in the wintertime you shiver. Next, please. At New Year's, we go out in the really cold weather and watch the fireworks. And the 4th of July, in another week, we go out in the really warm weather and we watch the fireworks. And we can change the experience that we're having as we're going through the process, but keep in mind that the reason that you're doing it is to experience and enjoy the fireworks. Is it cold? Okay. Is it hot? Okay. Next. You know what never happens when you go and watch the fireworks on New Year's Eve? You never worry about mosquitoes, right? You're just never concerned about the bugs. So there's a blessing in all of it somehow. And the opportunity that we have when we hit halftime is to stop and reassess and understand what the blessings might be. What are the blessings here? What's the gift that's at hand? What is this? That's something that I've been so focused on that I've missed all the other things that are wonderful. So I mentioned the World Cup before. The other football, the American football, does halftime differently, especially when we get to the big game. So in the football game, especially in the Super Bowl, halftime is all about pageantry. It's a big show. It's a big thing going on. The halftime itself, in some cases, it gets more attention than the game, because with the game you've been watching these teams play, for the whole season, and with the halftime show, you have no idea what Bad Bunny is going to do, or how it's going to land, or what the show is going to be. And I was thinking about this because way back in the good old days, I studied television production. And it seemed obvious to me that they're going to hire somebody really good at directing football games to direct the game. And it would be very unlikely for it to be the same person who's going to direct the TV show for halftime. And in fact, they switched directors. There's a different guy who does halftime than does the rest of the game. And the guy who does halftime has been doing it since 2012. He's done every Super Bowl. He's done Academy Award shows. He's done Grammys. That's what he does. My guess is that if you asked him to do the first half or the second half, he'd suck because that's not where he works. So in some cases, halftime is going to be something on its own, something big, something spectacular. So as we're getting to halftime of the year, pay attention. Where are you? As we look at our lives, halftime is sometimes described as midlife. Usually we think about midlife when we point a finger at somebody and say, they're having a midlife crisis. They're in midlife. They have something going on. When I hit midlife, I got myself a red car and a ministry. And it wasn't a sports car. It's a Civic. But it's a fun little Civic, and it's a fun little ministry, too. You start looking at the things. Okay, so if I'm at midlife, and this is the halfway point, what are the things that I want to do? And that's where the term bucket list came from. What are the things that I want to do before I kick the bucket? And you start identifying those things that are going to be enriching and rewarding that you've thought about for a while. And it's like, okay, the clock is ticking. And it's time to start thinking about that. I had a really fun experience with that with Michelle's late husband, Bram. There was the church that we were belonged to at the time. A group of guys set up a trip, which was a midlife outing to float down a river in Alaska in June or July. And Bram said, A, I'd really like to go. B, I'm 79, so midlife is kind of in the rearview mirror unless I'm going to live to 160. So can I go anyway? And he went, and he had a great time, and he came back with great stories. So it's not the numbers, it's where you are in the process. When you get to, just make it be today, make it be mid-year. Make it be this next week here at halftime. What's the next experience that you're looking for? And if it's exactly the same thing that you've been having so far, a continuation of the good that's been unfolding, awesome. Go for that. And don't think that tomorrow is going to be the same as yesterday. Tomorrow is going to be another great day just like yesterday, but it's not going to be the same one. And I'll repeat this again because I love the arithmetic. We can't take the same breath twice. We can't say the same prayer twice. We can't do the same anything twice. And the reason for that is that we are standing, sitting, existing, living on the surface of a sphere that's rotating every 24 hours, which is going pretty quick, and also orbiting the sun, which is going even quicker. And we're in a solar system that's moving through the galaxy, so that makes it even quicker. And the galaxy is moving around the other galaxies in the universe, and the universe is expanding. So the scientists tell us 67,000 miles an hour. You are currently traveling 60,000 miles, 67,000 miles an hour, even while you're sitting still. So the thought that you can do something again, even though you've moved 67,000 miles an hour in the intervening seconds or minutes, reminds you that this next moment is a gift. This next moment is not dependent on what happened in the last moment. This next experience is not going to be controlled by what happened previously. Certainly will be influenced by it, but it won't necessarily be controlled by it. It's a brand new moment, a brand new opportunity. So you get to decide what it is that you want to have. Back to the soccer version of football. You know what else happens during halftime? Especially the FIFA World Cup that's going on now. The grounds crew goes out and frantically tries to repair the damage that the teams have done to the field in the first half so they can play on it in the second half. That is a completely different experience than you get when you're watching Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl halftime show, or when you're paying attention to the announcers as they're talking about, their assessment of what happened in the first half, or if you're listening to what the coach is saying to the players in the dressing room or the locker room. I intentionally do not use AI to write my talks. And every once in a while, I've invited AI to take part, and I've usually thought, well, that's pretty lame. I could do better than that. So what I did today, it's not even that I have a practice of doing this, that had a few minutes. So I asked Claude, what are some metaphysical aspects of halftime? And I think they named Claude wrong. I think they should name it Fawn. Because the first thing the AI does is say, what a rich concept to explore. Halftime as a metaphysical idea opens up some genuinely profound territory. Okay, thanks for the pep talk there. I feel like I'm in the locker room. And it's interesting. The reason that I do it after I've written the talk, after I know what I'm going to be talking about, is to see how it comes up with the points that I already came up with. And they're pretty much the same points, with some different language, and of course, access to a much larger library. To quote Viktor Frankl, fine. The idea is that we can get input from anywhere. So when you're getting to your halftime, you say, "What's next for me?" You can ask ChatGPT or Fawn or Claude, or you can ask the infinite. You can close your eyes, get yourself quiet. Take some breaths. Let go of the thought that you need to know already what's coming next, and invite the infinite to suggest something for you. And then the halftime coach's voice might whisper something to you with a new suggestion about something new that can happen. Between now and the end of the end of the half, that would be Monday, the 29th, a couple of exciting things are going on. It's a full moon. It is actually the strawberry moon. All of the full moons have different names. This one is the strawberry moon. It is also a Mercury retrograde, which is the time when astronomically it appears that Mercury starts going backwards in its orbit. But that's because Earth is moving as well. I mentioned that 67,000 mile an hour thing, right? Yeah, the compound motion makes it look like Mercury is going backwards, even though Mercury is just doing its own thing and going in a circle like it always does. But Mercury retrograde has a reputation for causing disruptions in communication. Like it's difficult to make a decision, difficult to communicate something. It puts friction on people who are making plans. I have friends in New Thought that when you mention Mercury retrograde, they just go apoplectic. It's no such thing. It doesn't make any difference. And they just put a huge amount of energy into what nonsense Mercury retrograde is. And I kind of smile. And I know people who not only believe in the effects of Mercury retrograde, but can't manage to communicate during a Mercury retrograde or make a plan. And it's to me much less about what it looks like Mercury is doing and much more has to do with belief. Because it is done unto you as you believe. If you believe that when there's a Mercury retrograde, it's going to be difficult to communicate with people, guess what? That infinite creative power that creates everything is going to say yes. And there goes your communications difficulty. We had the opportunity a while ago to take part in the Mind, Body, Spirit expos when those were going on. And my favorite ones were the ones that they had out at the convention center in Oaks, because you could walk around this big warehouse space kind of thing, and everybody had their booth. It was set up to do a different sort of spiritual, metaphysical practice, treatment, process, program, whatever. And the interesting thing that I noticed is that no matter how open you are to new thought, new age, new possibilities, and all the rest of it, there's something that was going on there that you would find to be wacky. There was something you say, I don't think so. I don't think that could happen. There are people with crystals talking about the power of the quartz crystal and the power of the rose quartz crystal and how the anthracite has a different thing than the whatever. And they have their whole pattern down and they believe it. And they have customers and clients who believe it. And getting that piece of quartz makes a difference in their lives. You know, the jade carried in their pocket is going to be important. So go for it. Do that. Big thing now is brainwave entrainment, where you have different frequencies of sound played in the background in the meditation, especially with the different frequencies in 2 ears. And people are convinced that that is going to entrain your brain waves to behave in a particular way. And maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. But if they believe it does, and they get finished with one of those meditations with the throbbing going on in both ears, and they feel better, God bless you. It's wonderful. We're going to look for something that works for us. We're going to look for something that doesn't. Maybe it works. For the longest time, Western medicine had no idea why acupuncture might work. And then we discovered the interstitium and said, oh, wait, there are connections. And the connections are, if we trace them, they're the meridians that the acupuncture people have been talking about for 4,000 years. So maybe there's something going on. Every time I go on social media and it throws an ad at me, it's as likely as not to be something for Tai Chi walking. I don't know if you've seen ads for Tai Chi walking. I have no idea if Tai Chi walking helps or not, if it generates the results that the people who are running the ads say it does or not. I haven't gotten to the point yet with the ads where it tells me how much it will cost to find out. So I am open to the possibility that Tai Chi walking is something that could actually help. I don't know if it needs to help for me. I'm open to the possibility. And by golly, if I'm doing a meditation and the still small voice says to me, do the Tai Chi walking, I'll give it a shot and I'll report back to you. And whatever happened before halftime, in the lead up to that, and whatever happens after halftime, after that new guidance, that new coaching has come along, I'll let you know. And you can do the same thing yourself because the guidance is available, the goodness is available, and you deserve all of it because you are wonderful. So it is.
This song is called New Year. But as we are reminded, January 1st is just an arbitrary day on the calendar. Any day can be the start of a new beginning. Why not today? They found him with his open hands. He was learning to let go. He had enough but was not full. He found it hard to swallow. Never say what really is on your mind. It's really not the time and place. Never face the world with an open hand. But this is a new year. 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 He ran away to lose himself. His fists were punching in the air. His feet would take him to the edge, though he never thought they'd take him there. Never turn your back on the way things are. They are what they're supposed to be. Never face the world with an open hand. But this is a new year. 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 New year.
And now allow ourselves to feel supported where we are. And if it feels right to close your eyes or go to a soft focus, to imagine that you've just taken a hike, a walk, a kayak or a raft ride, and you're taking a break, a rest, a respite. This place where you're sitting and supported, you found it's leaning up against a tree or a perfectly appointed bench or log. You appreciate where you are. in nature surrounding you, and realizing you're of it. Be aware of where you are. The smell of nature, the sun or the clouds, they drift by. Perhaps you're by a stream or an ocean or a strong river. Wherever it is, just relax into the moment. And with a grateful heart, appreciate this walk, where you've come so far, all that you saw, people you've met, things you've shared and things you've learned. And with that sense of gratitude, experience the moment in the anticipation of the finishing of the journey. But in this moment, right here, right now, aware of the sounds around you, within your heart, your mind, your soul, the grounding you may feel, the elation, and allow your mind to wander to what is new for you. What is the next thing that works for you? Allow yourself, as we go into the silence, to feel centered in love and anticipation of the next thing.
Experience the moment. This moment now. Full of love, full of life, full of the infinite potential of the universe. Here, now. We always have this moment. And in this moment, the universe, Spirit, God, the infinite is fully present everywhere, fully expressing itself through each of us. As we rest on that journey, we open to Spirit, open to the guidance of what is next. What is that next step, that next path? The infinite informs us, guides us, shines the light forward. So I know each person here is open to that good that's unfolding in their lives now, open to what might be next on their journey of awakening, journey of awareness. When they choose to rise from this rest in this moment and move forward in anticipation of that greater good that's unfolding. Whether it's in an expression of love and relationship, of prosperity, of health, of creative expression of their work in the world, whatever is next, whatever is new, whatever that unfolding is, it is Spirit in action. And I'm so very grateful for it. Grateful to know that we always have this moment now to inform our next step and our next step and our next step, centered in the oneness of the universe. So I claim this good. I know this good for each person here and everyone everywhere. And into that creative law, I release this word to be made manifest. I release it, I let it be, and so it is. I invite you to take a nice, deep, full, cleansing breath, breathing in. Exhale. Bring some gentle motion to your body. Maybe roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers or toes. When you're ready, allow the light gently to come to your eyes and bring your focus back to the Zoom. And Avi is going to sing us another wonderful song.
So many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know the wrong, wait and see. But someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish could be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us us stargazing. What do we think we might see? But someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me, all of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that called the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Someplace that I'm supposed to be. But someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. La da da dee da da dum, da 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 dee da dum.
Beautiful. Thank you, Avi. Ah, a beautiful song and beautifully performed, and just had my mind going in lots of different directions about the beauty of a rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, the fact that a rainbow actually always involves rain and often a thunderstorm. And so it's about perspective. And I'm also reminded the rainbow is the pride flag. And we're closing on the end of Pride Month. And in fact, today is the anniversary, June 28th, of the Stonewall riots, which are kind of the kickoff event from what's turned into Pride Month. So there's a lot of stuff going on for me, a lot of possibilities, a lot of challenges. And this is the time at our celebration where if there's something coming up for you that you'd like to give voice, we go ahead and wave your hand, either in the flesh hand or the digital hand, and have a chance to share something. Did I use up all the rainbow metaphors? Go ahead, Breen.
So I don't know if it's halftime necessarily, but this coming week is my last official week of work before my retirement.
Woohoo!
And so, and maybe I'll live to be 130. I don't know, but it's the next part of whatever this experience is going to be. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Going to come out of the locker room, because for me it's not a dressing room, it's a locker room. Getting ready for the second half. Do our warm-ups, because we've been sitting for a little while because the halftime show was long, but it was fun. And ready to go. Go team.
Beautiful. Go team. Yes, indeed. Grab your pom-poms and report back to us. Thank you, Breen. So I think we're going to invite Jane in to lead us in the offering.
Okay. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. You're grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by Zelle, credit card, PayPal, Cash App or Venmo, and you can also mail a check to the office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen. Unmute, and we will say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant
universe.
I am one with
the infinite source of all good.
I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gifts. I share my gifts with gratitude
and joy.
I know that
as I give,
I do
and so it
receive.
is.
And so it is. So it is. Ah, what a rich blessing today has been. Avi, take us out with one more song.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Always great to be with you when I can, in community and in music. And I always, when I'm with you, like to end with a song that I wrote that I think really leads to thinking about brighter days ahead for whatever chapters lie next for you. And I actually, even though I've played this for you a few times, it has never been recorded and released until just this summer. So I finally put it out online. So after you hear the song, if you want to keep singing it, you can hear it again. But I always invite you, even as we're still muted on Zoom, this is definitely a sing-alongable song. So wherever you are, however you like to make music, I hope you'll join me in this next song. It's called Pass Over. And for whatever dark clouds or heat waves or whatever other metaphysical things are troubling you, they will eventually pass over if we put some energy towards it. And let's start by singing. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. So you can try that. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. A storm's about to appear, and not a thing will be dry. But the skies, they always clear. It's just a matter of time. Here we go. So this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. We're stuck with nowhere to go. It's quite a disheartening thing. But instead of getting low, let's get together and sing. Let's sing. And this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Singing, this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. I see you're feeling blue. Life's not how you want it to be. So until the sun shines through, you can sing along with me. Alright. Yeah, this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Singing, this dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, sun, sun. Last time. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will soon pass over. This dark cloud will pass, and there will be sun, 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 sun.
Thank you, Avi. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for being here. So grateful for this time that we get to spend together on a Sunday morning. Let us close with another joyful cacophony. So go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. I am love.
I am
And
love.
love.
I am light.
I am
Light.
light.
I am
I
light.
am ready to get back in a game.
I'm ready to get back in the game.
There is now sun, sun, sun.
There's
There is
no
no
sun.
sun.
And so it is.
So it is.
Woo-hoo.
Yay, team.
Ah.